Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever else you choose to identify? It is your boy Cam from Tweeking Media back at again with another culture attack on culture. So hopefully you guys are excited for this week's episode. Got a lot of good things to talk about. For all of my returning listeners, thank you. Your support means so much. And if you're new, welcome. Hopefully you're here to stay. I am, of course, I was able to get my cloning facility back and working. So the legendary Sanin is back. We are, of course, joined by everybody's favorite super unk, Chris J. Go ahead and say what's up to the people.
Yeah, what's good, y'all, man? I'm back at it, y'all.
And we got everybody's favorite super unk to be, Trail Sav. Go ahead and say what's up to the people.
What's poppin'?
So we all unks. So like I'm a unk to be because next year's my unk year. Chris is already well into his super unk phase, and Daytrail is approaching his super unk phase. So, welcome. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to this week's episode. So we got a lot of good things to talk about. So we have 007, we got Spider-Noir, we got Steam. It's funny because I can't wait till we get to this part because the Steam fanboys are in a turmoil right now. I'm so looking forward to this. But the rare, in air quotes, rare Steam L, as we talk about them. Shout out to Tony Sino raising the prices. We also have an update on the Stop Killing Games movement, and we're going to be talking about what we want to see with the upcoming State of Play and the Summer Games Fest, and some couple of other things depending on how time management is. But before we get into that, real quick, now that I have your attention, be sure to like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Click on the bell icon to notify all future posts we drop on this channel, and share this video across all your fellow nerd friends. Help us get to 1K sub, guys. That is our goal, and thank you for continuing to support us and help us continue to push on towards that goal. So with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with games. So we're going to be talking about IO Interactive's brand new game that recently dropped last week, 007 First Light. So we have I put review/impressions because I beat the game. So I'll be telling you I'll be telling you how I feel about the game. It's not that long. The game is not that long. So that's why I was able to beat it. I think probably less than that, depending on how you do things.
Depends how you play. Like I play super slow. So.
I thought you were about to say you played.
We were shocked that you said played, not the fact that you said you play super slow. You said you played a game.
That's crazy. Look, man, I'm genuinely enjoying this game. I was looking forward to this game coming out.
Nigga, we didn't even know you purchased this game.
So this is breaking
3-4 episodes ago.
This is breaking news for us. So we are actually finally going to be talking about a game segment. You can clock this. You can archive this. It's been a while since Unk has joined us in on gaming discussions. So you're going to get a 3-way opinionated segment of how we feel about 007 First Light. So I think let's start off with, honestly, we're going to start off with Chris. We have to start off with Chris. So Chris, what are your impressions? How you feel about the game so far? Where you are at?
All right, so just so people are aware where I'm at on the game, I'm in the little African part of the game where they in Africa with Greenway.
Okay.
Right now, so I literally stopped right in the lie detector test part. So I didn't even literally the game is paused right there at this very moment. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, and then Daytrail, where are you at? So that we can get a marker.
Brother, I don't remember.
What location are you at?
It's not. No, this is not me. Before I'm gonna go back to Chris. You said what you. This is not me saying the game garbage or anything like that. It's just that I have had a super long week this week. I do not remember, bro. I just really don't remember. My bad.
You remember at least beating the prologue.
The
like
prologue is when you fight and he did the bomb thing at the end.
Yeah.
That's the prologue.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah,
okay. Did you finish the training?
Took me about 4 days, but I got through it, bro.
Not like me.
All right, so we're gonna have a very interesting discussion with this 007 stuff. But Chris, go ahead. Go back to what you were saying.
Right, so just like I said, I'm at the part where Greenway and James is in Africa. Pretty much, I collected the money to get into the auction
part,
or
yeah.
whatever. So, but overall, I am genuinely enjoying this game more than I thought I was going to.
Now, I'm sorry to keep interrupting you, but I do have a question. Have you played any of the Hitman games? Because I want to get your perspective from that.
So I'm coming in like I've watched Hitman gameplay,
Okay.
but I never really sat and played none of the Hitman games. But I'm aware of how those games are. They drop you off in a location, and you can go about completing said mission pretty much almost 5 to 1,000 ways, depending on how creative and demented your mind is. But so similar situation here, especially once you get out the super long training course that you deal with as James Bond here. But I'm enjoying the game in itself for what it is. I like the little Hitman aspects, but also the actual gameplay in itself does make you feel like you're in a James Bond movie. And I haven't felt that in a James Bond game in a long time. Of course, everybody says GoldenEye is the golden standard. And I don't think I ever liked a James Bond game since what was it, Night Eye on PS2 and GameCube and all that.
I was gonna ask what other previous 007 games have you played?
I played a fair amount, but that was the last one I genuinely liked in every aspect. Story, gameplay, and everything.
Was the one on the PS3?
I forgot. It was. I think that was probably Skyfall. Based on the time frame, I think that might have been Skyfall.
I can't remember.
Based on the movies, I think it was literally just a double. I remember it, bro. I remember it like it was a 007 video game on the PS3. And it had the multiplayer like
Quantum of Solace.
Huh?
Quantum of Solace is the one PS3.
Yeah,
and that was a movie. Or 007 Legends.
It might be Legends.
Cypher 007, 007 Legends. Yeah, it's been a minute since we got because the last game, my only experience in 007 games for me was GoldenEye, which at this point, in my opinion, is pure nostalgia. And 007 Everything or Nothing, the one on PlayStation. And I only remember that game from my dad playing it. And I only remember that game for the everything or nothing. Like they had a fire intro. That game had a fire intro. Same thing with this game. First Light, I think. Then if I'm getting her name right, keep going, Chris.
But yeah.
Okay.
Just overall, I'm genuinely enjoying the game and how you go about it. Just my experience going in, what really sold me, because I knew I was gonna get the game, but when I first saw the gameplay trailer that they dropped like probably a month ago, I was like, "Yep, you get my $77." Pretty much, you earned it right there alone, because the moment I saw I could literally beat somebody up, throw something at the next guy, take his gun, shoot him in the head, and then proceed on to the next room, fire. So I was already sold. Opening segment of the game where Daytrail probably still is with the opening, the prologue. Even on that level, you can still, it gives you the good idea of like in a minuscule way of like, hey, look.
I kind of like that. I'll get into why later, but I kind of like what they did with that opening segment.
So it's like it's opening up, telling you like, okay, look, you gotta be sneaky here, but also here's multiple ways of you potentially going about saving these people and all of that. Then from there, you move on to you learn more of the story. You realize, okay, this James Bond's a rookie, X, Y, and Z. You're going to training. So the training in itself is drawn out, but I'm not mad at it for being drawn out, because it's forcing you before you get into the first couple of real missions. I'm not counting the club. The hotel specifically is the first real mission.
Yes. Yeah.
When you go through those training courses, you better learn how to fight and throw hands. Because if not, you can learn how to sneak all you want. Because honestly, the sneaking on this game is very easy. Like I'm going through the game majority stealth. If I screw up, I own up to it, and I will fight back. But if you don't really learn how to fight, you will get your ass kicked. Yeah. They will beat the daylights out of you in them hand-to-hand situations.
The combat is inspired by Arkham, but this is one of those situations where like Batman, you are not Batman fighting like 50 people. Like if you get swarmed, James Bond,
it's gonna be fight back, Nick. Fight back, Nick.
Like yeah, they jump you. You get jumped.
So you really had to be strategic in terms of how you fight. Like now I'm at a point I'm comfortable in terms of okay, if I get caught and I get swarmed, either I'm trying to find a place to hide, or I'm going to fight back and use my environment. But I can't stress enough, the training is really key. You really have to pay attention, especially in terms of the actual combat aspects. But the actual missions, like the first somewhat of a spy mission is the club. When you're in the club, I actually like that because if you really walking around listening to conversations, you can find new ways to progress the objective. Especially like, oh, you hear this person talking and the eavesdrop symbol pops up. Oh, okay. Like for me, I think they say you can either climb through the ceiling or something or go through the bar to get to the second floor, the VIP section. I end up listening to a conversation that says, hey, Jones is on the stamp list for VIP. Okay, cool. Go to the thing, get my stamp. My name's Jones. Go up to the thing with no issues, no sneaking, nothing. Just make life easy.
I didn't do that.
See, it forces you to kind of explore, which for me, that's my nature for video games. I'm gonna explore a little bit before I progress. So I like how it rewards you for finding probably the less stressful method as possible. Even in the hotel, I did the same thing to get inside. If you lurk around in the beginning, you will find out, oh, there's a press badge you can literally get hold of. So, and then go inside, no sneaking, don't got to take nobody out yet. You don't got to waste your limited resources and stuff, which is another thing I'm gonna get to. I really enjoy, like, beginning wise, the resources that they give you. I like the little slight hack thing. I like the right now I got the laser, and that laser is kind of broken right now. Yeah. All I'm doing is like, I don't feel like thinking to find a way around this guy. I'm just gonna blind him. Also, or the sleep dart. The sleep dart is hilarious too, or the poison dart. That is hilarious too, because especially when you need to kind of find like little keys or something, and you'd be like, "Oh, I could just pickpocket this person." The game won't let you unless you do something to distract them. Boom, let me go ahead and steal your key card. Boom, go on to the next round. But overall, it's a really great game. I'm thoroughly enjoying it in every aspect. Story's really good. Just the stories of a young James Bond trying to make it. It's kind of funny seeing him in Greenway's interactions right now. I'm hoping things get better. And also, right now in the game, he wants it back in blood. I ain't gonna spoil too much, but based on what happens in that hotel, it's very unfortunate. G.
Very, very good mission.
But hey, look. But also, I beat them twins' ass though, G. Look, man, yeah, the twins. Look, they was doing their own thing. I whooped their ass, G. I felt, and it made me feel a type of way because I'm like, G, I did all of this for what? But hey, it is what it is. But all right, I'm definitely enjoying the game. The story itself, from what I've experienced, is pretty solid. But 009 won it back in blood, though, G. I'm just letting you know, G.
All right, so let's wake Unc up, Trail Sav. Let's wake him up.
I'm not sleep.
Nah, yeah, that boy.
Yawning. I told you.
My man's is half cold.
We gotta get the energy up. So go ahead, what's your impressions on what you can remember of what you played 007?
I would be quick because you beat it, and you and Chris got more insight than I do. But I would just say this: that from what I play, I think it's a very great game. I think it's extremely well done in terms of like how they created the gameplay around. I want to ask you this. Let me know if I'm garbage. During the training scenes, Was Monroe supposed to put his foot in your ass? My bad for cursing. The first time y'all tussled?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're supposed to lose that. You're supposed to
Yeah,
lose
you're tech. Like I put up a decent fight, but he definitely was. Eventually, it was like the game said it didn't lasting too long.
I did a slight new game plus because I didn't understand like all the combat mechanics. You can't even press any other buttons but attacking. So like,
okay, all right, cool. Cause that man beat me since I was like, dang. Okay, I saw the cutscene, so it gave me a little relief. I'm like, yo, I feel bad. Other than that, it's a really, really smooth game. I think as somebody going in who don't really watch the 007 movies, but aware of that genre, aware of spy genre, espionage, all that type of stuff, what you want to do when you take it and adapt it like that piece of media is that you want to have it feel like you playing one of the movies, right? You want to have it feel like you in that universe. One thing you can always, no matter the gameplay boring or it's not your style or this or that, one thing you can never knock about these Star Wars games is that it don't feel like Star Wars. Every single Star Wars games that come out, Fallen Order, we don't even, Cal Kestis is a made-up character, but now that felt so good. He in that universe, bro. He's in that Star Wars universe. He's lived in that universe. That's what you kind of want your games to feel like when you adapt it. Like you can take this from this console and put it on the big screen, or vice versa.
Do I feel like I'm playing James Bond, doing James Bond things?
Yeah, that's the case. And you get like there's things that you know you are playing a Bond game. I mean, a Bond. You're watching a Bond movie or playing a Bond game. One of the biggest things is women, like Bond girls.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry to cut you off. The club scene. You meet Shorty in the red dress. You don't understand at the end of that how much you pissed me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a staple for this genre. Things like espionage, gadgets, driving, and just overall being cool. I think to go to one thing that you said, Chris, the way that you can tackle things a different way, bringing that element from the Hitman stuff is great. But mixing that up with the adventure style of like an Uncharted game, that's a beautiful mesh. Yes. It is a really beautiful mesh. And it's not, people hate like on rail stuff on video games, like stuff is on rail or it's automatically moving if you take your hand off the controller. I got no problem with that because I know what I'm getting myself into in a third person action game. You know, from the dawn of time, you get those things. But coming from a person who's still trying to platinum the rest of these Uncharted games and playing this, it really don't feel like I'm missing anything. It makes you look at Naughty Dog and be like, brother, we need you to throw another one out there for us. Like, throw another one out.
Man, bring Nathan back into the fold, man.
But it's a really, really good game. This year is stacking up to go really, really well. I'm gonna ask my question at the end of this review, like I always ask. So I'm gonna let Cam does this one. But I think it's a great game. I gotta play more into it. I'm not gonna throw no ratings and stuff out there. By the time next week, I'll probably have it beat. But hopefully, my schedule has went from Daytrail don't do nothing to Daytrail. Please leave me alone. It's from my experience. I have nothing, anything bad to say, other than the fact that Monroe put his boot in my cheek. That ticked me off. I'm like,
we don't like that. We don't like that.
I need to fight back a little bit, yo.
Yeah. I think, I would definitely agree. Her name is Lana Del Rey. Shout out to Lana Del Rey.
Oh,
that's her?
Yeah.
That intro was good. Well, I was like, oh no, she's singing. She's a
very underrated vocalist.
No, like, she killed it, bro. Like legitimately, and that's my biggest thing is that you really do feel like you are in a James Bond experience. In my personal opinion, I've seen a lot of opinions floating around about this game. I think this game's biggest strength, one, is you can do missions the way you want to do. If you want to be no balls, I don't care about stealth, I'm gonna beat everybody up, and you can do it. And the funny thing is that's like the thing I do like is that depending on who you with, they'll comment on like how you play the game.
James, are you fighting?
Like one of the
that cost you said so, folks.
one of like the future missions that you do with Greenway. I won't spoil anything, but like you have a chance to like clear out a room, and then he'll go like, I did it like completely stealthy, nobody saw me. He was like a ninja, and I was like, like it was cool. Like you get commented based on your performance in the game and how you tackle things. I like that. Also, I do find it like the whole like the trespassing situation contained, and then like when you get to that license to kill, it just that feels so fire, bro. Like,
whenever I see license to kill, oh yeah, finally I'm about to smoke.
It feels so good because you know you finna get into some shit, and so like I think the feeling of it just like I don't have a lot of insight on a lot of James Bond things. That's like I've watched some of the movies. I don't have a lot of experience with the game, but I at least know of who he is and what this genre entails to go like they did a good job. I think IO Interactive, they took a lot of the elements of what made the Hitman series really good. One of the combat designers also worked on the Arkham game, which is why I said it has that sort of Arkham style combat where it feels way like your punches and things have impact. Yeah. Like you really feel it like when you slamming a nigga head on the wall and kneeing them and doing all this stuff, like you feel like damn, I'm beating their ass. Like it feels it feels good.
Oh, iron at a dude and you like damn.
Yeah, you run out of bullets, you throw your gun, knock him out, take his gun, shoot somebody else. Like that stuff, that moment to moment, that's the key. The moment to moment gameplay in this game feels really solid. And there is some jank to this game. Oh, there's a lot of jank to this game. I will say that. But nothing too immersion breaking. I do think that there is some valid criticisms coming from a lot of people when it says like this game, there's a lot of tutorials. There's a lot of moments in this game where it kind of slows down and it's like, okay, like you don't have to hold my hand. I know what I'm doing at this point of the game. Like way into, I'm talking about like damn near towards the end game. And it's like, you're still giving me stuff. I know, let me play the game. And I will say that villain was kind of, like he wasn't really doing nothing for me, personally speaking. I do like the everything that happened surrounding the whole MI6, and I won't get into super spoilers, but that whole like mole and conspiracy and stuff, that whole angle that they do in a lot of these spy thrillers was really good. But the main villains just didn't really do much for me. They were kind of like one of the mill, like corporate white dudes, basically. It just didn't feel anything. So other than that, like I would say to everybody's point, I think they should ask your question because I'm ready to answer it.
So on the Day Trail ladder, the name changes every time a new game come out. On the Day Trail ladder of whether this stack in the games of this year, right now at the top for Cam is Pragmata, right?
It's Pragmata, yeah.
At the top. Where is this game step on your ladder? Then, man, I can't put it there just yet.
It's definitely top 5 for sure. I think it's top 5. I'd say it's Pragmata, Resident Evil. I think I have Legend of Heroes, and I'd probably say 007. I'd have to revisit, but it's in top 5. I think it's worth the. I don't think it'll get Game of the Year. I don't think it'll get Game of the Year for sure. It's like up there
right now.
Like even in terms of it, like I mean, like this initial weekend or initial week, it sold 1.5 million copies. Yeah. So it is getting really well received. I do think it's in topic. I think it's in discussion. I personally don't think it's going to win Game of the Year. I do think it's going to win like an action game or whatever other categories they have. It'll win one of those, but not Game of the Year.
And I'm not saying this as GTA, but I don't think Game of the Year released yet. I'm not saying this is like GTA is coming out and it's going to automatically win because I don't really think, as much as we joke about it, I don't think GTA is going to win. I don't think
depends on even releases to even be in that conversation in that category.
Funny thing.
I think you know that new game from the Shovel Knights developer just dropped. That's at like a 90-something on Metacritic. That's the highest game that came out this year. I think it's called like Noita. Gotta check that out when I get the chance. I just hate playing games on my laptop. That's the thing. We still got Phantom Blade Zero. That's still
That-
a game that has to come out, and we'll see, and so on and so forth. So I don't really think the game of the year dropped just yet. If anything, I think Pragmata is on the. If you start now, and Jeff Keighley and all of them is announcing the awards, I think Pragmata is at the top right now on everybody's list to see.
That and Resident Evil 9.
Yeah, but I don't think it. Oh, because you got to throw Forza in there too. I know a racing game.
Yeah, Forza has been being this particular Forza has been very well received too. It's hard to kind of call it now. As far as like when we're talking about this, we're talking about the general gaming public, right? Me personally, I don't care. Like I'll have my game of the year at the end of the year, and I guarantee you, it's not going to win game of the year. But yeah, to kind of wrap this up. I think that it's well worth, like, if you're a fan of Hitman, if you're a fan of like more linear game, this is a very linear game. So if you're somebody going into this, I want 100-hour plus games for me only. One, stop that. We grown men out here. I ain't got time for all that shit. Two, I like having games like this. It's kind of how I equated Mafia Old Country last year, where it's just it is a short, simple, straightforward game. Sometimes I need those because I'd be playing too many difficult or RPGs. Sometimes I just need a good turn my brain off and just experience a story type game. And that's what this is for me. Not necessarily turn your brain off, because you do kind of get to tackle how you want to, but as far as just being a linear experience, going from point A to point B and continuing on the story. So with all that being said, guys, let me know what you guys think of 007 First Night. Like, do you like this game? Do you think it's up there? Do you think it's game of the year worthy? Want to hear your thoughts. If I were to give this a rating, I want this to be ironic and give it a 7 out of 10, but I'm sitting at an 8. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. So moving on to TV shows. So let me
go first.
Oh, for Spider-Noir. Okay, so I binged this entire series yesterday. I went from episode 1 to 8. So I watched the whole thing because I wanted to make sure I had some talking points for this particular show. But Detrail, were you able to watch the whole show or no?
Fell asleep. That's all I want first.
Okay.
I tried to do the same exact thing you did yesterday at work. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'll work at a nice, calm place.
What, like, because we watched episode 1 together, so episode 2 was like
together. So shout out to that. But we also had a group discussion in the PlayStation party. So that's kind of iffy. As I was watching it, a lady came in and told me like, "Hey, this person said he's about to bring a gun. Can you talk to him?" I went to go talk to him. Done this. After I got done de-escalating that, the ambulance came and somebody was having a episode. Talk to the EMTs. As I sit down, because I still got like 3 to 4 hours of my shift, I can run through that. I'm nodding off. And that's one thing I can't do on that job is nod off. I have to, wrap it up. But from what I did see, shout out to Nicolas Cage. I did not think that if you would have told me from watching the first Spider-Man
Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, the Spider-Verse movie, that the one person who's going to get a spinoff is going to be Nicolas Cage, and that it was going to be a good series. Because
you know what you have to thank for that? You have to thank Breaking Bad. Because a little bit of a fun fact is that Nicolas Cage, I think it was a recent interview where he said like basically his son during COVID, because he was not interested in doing TV shows at all until his son sat him down through COVID and they watched Breaking Bad, and he was like, "Oh, I can do this. I like you could approach," because his whole thing was about like character depth and stuff like that, and he liked the way that Breaking Bad did that, and he was like, you could do that a lot more with TV shows than I can do in like a 1 hour or 2 hour movie. I will, to Detrail's point, well, not to his point, I love this series. I'm just put it like that. I thoroughly enjoyed way more than I thought. If you would have told me that we had to sit through the slog of mid-Venom movies, Madam Web, Morbius, Craven, all those gross Spider-Man movies, stuff that Sony tried to release to make their own cinematic universe, which failed miserably and fantastically.
Big flop.
Thank you. If we had to like on some sacrificial alchemy stuff, if we had to sacrifice all of that, clap our hands together, slam our fists down, and out came Spider-Noir, I think it was worth it. I'll try to be quick with this so we can start to move on to some other stuff. But this is not to the detriment of the show. This is just great casting. This show would not be if you just hired any old random Joe Schmo to play Ben Reilly, Spider-Noir, the show would not be that good. Nicolas Cage was made to play this role. There were so many scenes of this show where I'm just like, he's not even playing Ben Reilly. He's playing Nicolas Cage. Like he's acting at his cagiest. And I love it. I think he nails the role. I think the other actors do a fantastic job. I forgot the black actor's name, but there's a scene in the towards the end of the show where he has to pretend to be Ben Reilly. He has to pretend to be Spider-Noir, and his impressions of Nicolas Cage in that role is like it's very scary. But also shout out to I forgot it Kirby, the person who sings the intro of that show. Great intro as well. Overall, I just think that there's a lot I would love to talk about this show, but in the interest of time, I'm trying to consolidate everything. But this, to me, especially after the PU body odor that was the bad body odor that was The Boys' final season as a superhero show, I even think might be a hot take. I even think this is better than Invincible season 4. Jeez. I really enjoyed this show. Like I think that the plot, I think that a lot of the intrigue, the noir aesthetic, the actors, even some of the action, the drama, the character development, I think they hit. It all hit, and it made me like obviously if you're MCU casual, this does not connect to anything. There's no Tom Holland guest appearance. There's nothing like that. This is a self-contained story, but it does kind of leave some room for a potential season 2. If they do that, I'm interested in seeing it. So,
how you felt about the Shocker? Because I know a lot of people talk about they rocks with him.
Oh, he was real good. His name is Megawatt in this show. But the guy who played him, that whole theatrics thing, was it? He ate every scene he was in, bro. Like he was really good. Every single actor in this show brought their A game. It's just that Nicolas Cage he's Nicolas Cage, so he will always elevate to a higher level. And just watching him chew up the scenery is a fun time. So that, and also I will say this too, Sony, y'all got something potentially with this. Now listen to me. Like I was cooking this up. They could do so much with like Spider-Verse TV shows. So we have a live action Spider-Noir. Could you imagine if we got a Penny Parker anime, a Spider-Pig Looney Tunes style cartoon show, a Spider-Punk live action show? You could do a lot with this type of universe if you really do it. It doesn't have to like connect to some cinematic universe, but like as self-contained stories for like some of the favorite Spider-Verse characters. Sony, y'all got something, and if this is the first step to that, you did a good job. So overall, I thoroughly enjoyed the show, and I give it a 9 out of 10. I really like this, and I highly recommend if you are someone who is into Spider-Man, if you're into Spider-Verse stuff, I think it's well worth the watch. Even if you're just into superhero stuff in general, I think this is a must watch in my personal opinion. So let me know if you watch Spider-Noir. Let's know your thoughts in the comment section down below. All right, so we can run through this stuff real quick. Shout out to Tony Sino once again. Steve, everybody's golden child. The company that can do no wrong.
Hey, man.
Nintendo sucks. The Switch 2 sucks. The PS5 Pro is too expensive. They're raising the prices. PC is number one. Steam did that issue where they gave that guy that controller. They're the W Steam. Oh, Microsoft, AI. Nasty Microsoft. Well, oh, how the tables have turned. It turns out your corporation is a corporation. What a shock. So Steam has deigned upon us. Lord Gabe Newell has descended upon his loft to deliver us prolific news that the valued, the incredible, the audacious Steam Deck has increased in price due to market conditions. Now, Daytrail, can you let the viewers know what the oh so generous, oh so graceful, oh so magnanimous Lord Steam has decided to raise the prices to for the Steam Deck?
That joint almost a rack. So the 1 terabyte OLED is the one you probably want, is at $949 plus tax. That's gonna happen regardless.
Y'all keep talking. I'm gonna be real back because I got some slander I want to run. So but I gotta get something for the slander real quick. So y'all keep talking.
Look, because I gotta piece out real quick. Look, I'm gonna sit here and say is this: $950 for a handheld, and we're not even talking tax yet, and we ain't talking about games yet, my nigga. Look, man, bro. I keep telling y'all, G. I keep telling y'all, these corporations ain't your friend. And guess what? PC gamers, you guys are gonna feel the brunt of this the worst. I said this. I said this the few times I pop up on this show. I've been saying this. I said it when the Steam machine that, hey, guess what? You guys gonna pay the brick. And guess what? You guys are gonna end up having to freaking pay $1,200 for that shit. More than some people's car notes if you own a damn Dodge Charger.
It's Steam, Chris. They can do no wrong.
Oh, yeah, they doing wrong, guys. Shoot. In their eyes, they doing right. Because, shoot, there's going to be some suckers that's going to fall for it. But, hey, man, that's what y'all wanted, G. Y'all said everybody's invincible. Y'all said the PC's the master race. Hey, guess what? You're going to have to be the rich race to get this month. So, look, y'all. So, hey, it is what it is, G. It sucks. It's very unfortunate. Once again, the consumer is hurt by this. But, hey, once again, stop using ChatGPT so goddamn much to live life. And maybe we wouldn't be in this situation as much. Stop asking Grok everything on Twitter. And maybe we wouldn't be in this situation as much. Maybe if you guys learned to do a freaking 10-page essay by hand like I had to back in my day. Yeah, this is Unk Talk right now. I apologize. But guess what? We wouldn't be in this situation. But no, you guys have to rely on it. And guess what? When I have to drink freaking green slime in a few years, it's y'all fault. While y'all over there paying $1,200 for Steam Decks.
More specifically, the old, because people are gonna be like, it's the OLED version. Which
there's no difference.
It's just the screen looks prettier.
Oh wow!
That's it.
Congratulations.
It's the original. The original discontinued.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Daytrail has the original. He has the.
I have the original
golden version.
I wanted to bring this, and I didn't clean it off too because I just wanted to make a point. Look at this.
Show the dust. Damn.
Look at this. Now, this is not it because I know some people are going like, well, just because you don't think there's no games on Steam doesn't mean there's no games on Steam. I'm not saying that because I play on my PC dang near daily, and I play Steam on my PC. This thing right here is good. I would even argue to say like, because I bought this originally. This is the 2 terabyte original version of the Steam Deck, which was like $500, I think. And even then, I think that was a little bit too overpriced. However, I think as far as accessibility of it being a handheld system in which if you don't have a PC, but you want to get into the PC gaming light, I think the Steam Deck is was a good investment for that. Steam is telling y'all that this thing with a prettier screen, is worth almost as much, $50 less than a PS5 Pro. That is what Steam is telling you.
While your library is going to be majority of Steam games that's in early access that may never ever get finished.
So they're saying, I think there's a lot of stuff flying out. Obviously, AI is being a rampant thing. They're blaming it on like market conditions or whatever. We know it's like AI stuff. I even think that's slightly capped too, if I'm keeping it a buck. I think they're taking advantage of y'all. I think this is I think this is like the Nintendo Switch 2 situation. Guys, it's the tariffs' fault that we have to raise the price of the Switch 2. It's the tariffs' fault. There's nothing we can do. Hands behind my back, multi-billion-dollar company. There's nothing more I can do, guys. It's the tariff fault. I think it's exactly what Steam is doing. Because you're telling me the AI stuff for this makes you raise your console price by $300? Yo, Steam machine is cooked. $1,500. That thing's gonna be $1,500, bro.
$1,200, $1,500. That's right.
That like there is no way you're telling me that this handheld device is worth a rack, because it's gonna be $1,000 with taxes in Chicago. You are smoking dick. And I understand the Steam, all you unpaid PR interns that are right now on your knees, got the knee guard in place, gobbling, munching, slurping, trying to get that Gabe Newell nut.
All right, before I leave, I just calculated the price with Illinois / Chicago taxes.
Okay, what is it?
So we're touching almost $1,300. Yeah, y'all be blessed, G. Y'all be smooth.
Wait for the Steam right now?
Yes. That's with tax. Because if I remember, if my numbers is calculated right, that's
$1,300. That's also not, and that's not also including shipping and handling too, right?
I mean, that better be free.
Hey, y'all be smooth, bro. All right, man.
Cooked. So yeah, to wrap this up. I understand Steam is the golden child. I understand Steam does a lot of things right with their market infrastructures and their prices. Go ahead, Detro.
I just want to say, I think I'm gonna name the mythical creature right, but gaming right now, in terms of hardware, is in this Oberose snake. It is eating itself. It's just a circle of continuously eating itself. Because you get mad at PlayStation, then that PlayStation get mad at Nintendo get mad at Xbox get mad at Steam, then PlayStation, then Nintendo, then Xbox.
You have all these fan bases fighting for each other over who's getting fucked the least hardest at this point, which is crazy.
We look at it, and now the best gaming hardware on the market is a PlayStation Plus Pro. That is insane, bro. In terms of like, yeah, hardware for sure, yeah. When it first dropped, it was called the most useless system out of this generation. And now we get back to that, in which if you're willing to spend this crazy amount of money on a system, you will have to, somebody coming, you will have to tell them to get the most bang out of your buck, unless you're going to buy a PC and build it, you get a PlayStation Pro.
Gaming is a luxury.
Yeah, we just talk about consoles. You get a PlayStation Pro. That is weird to me. It's weird to me. I know people are going to say, well, the Xbox costs this much and things of that nature. One, if you got a Series S in this climate of graphics and games and stuff like that, I feel sorry for it. One, that's just one. And two, same thing with the Series X. It's a high-cost console. It costs a lot of money, and the performance is not as good as
the PS5, bro. It's
so
like it's crazy that we're at this point where we're having handheld. Well, obviously the Xbox. It's crazy too because now you could even argue the case to get the Rogue Ally.
Yeah.
You might as well get the Rogue Ally.
The Rogue Ally, technically, hardware-wise, is better than the Steam Deck.
It's better than the Steam Deck.
It just don't have the OS that the Steam Deck got,
but you can still put Steam on there.
Yeah, but you can still put Steam, like the bro. I'm not gonna the AYN Thor is the best handheld on the market right now. I hate to throw them dudes. I want to keep them dudes in gatekeep. That is by far the best handheld on the market.
Yeah, if you're thinking about investing, you might want to check that out. Allegedly, I don't know. We're just throwing random names out there. But yeah,
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
It's crazy that we're at this point. Like I said, these again, my biggest point, because with all this news, the defense force for Steam has come out in full force. When it's like, y'all, you were right there with us. When Sony did it, you was right there with us. When Xbox did it, y'all was right there with us. When Nintendo did it, y'all was right there with us. Dog, I don't care. I get it. Valve, Steam, great market infrastructure. In terms of like the stuff they do, they are probably the most consumer friendly out of all these corporations, but it is still a corporation. And what have I always preached? Businesses is in the business of making money. They don't care about you at all. You are a walking, talking lick to them, a wallet, things to use to purchase their products. Stop being unpaid. 2026. Let's stop being unpaid PR interns, bro. Call these companies out when they, just like we can call them out when they do some great stuff. We got to call them out when they do some bad anti-consumer friendly stuff. So I understand you like Steam. I understand Gabe Newell memes, yay! But like, this is an L on Steam. There's no reason this thing does not need to cost this thing shouldn't even be like, this thing should be like $300-$200 at this point in the gaming market.
At the most $5.
I'd say at the most, if we're talking about like the 2 terabyte, maybe $5. But like in terms of just, it's just no.
512 terabyte system.
That's $700, $750. Like what? That is crazy.
I know everybody wants to go through this, but one, it is not the easiest fixable thing if something happened to it. Like, because it's they don't make them as much as they'll make a Switch.
Yeah.
You need to replace Joy-Cons, easy. It'll cost you a brick, but easy. Take that Steam Deck to a repair shop and watch that repairman look at you with the, you serious?
This is off the coast of them like being sold out. Like this thing, it's hard to even get a Steam Deck. Now, if you want to get a Steam Deck, you also got to be rich, or you got to have enough disposable income to justify the purchase of this. Unfortunately, we are transitioning into a generation of gaming where our biggest fear has come true. Gaming is now a luxury, which sucks. But again, call these people out when they do bad stuff. Stop being unpaid PR interns. But let us know what you guys think about this increase for the Steam Deck. Let us know in the comment section down below. And moving on for a small update for the Stop Killing Games movement. So just to provide a bit of context as far as what we're going to be discussing. So if you don't know, this whole thing started from Ubisoft, more so particularly, I think it was the Crew video game. Essentially, they like stopped the server, stopped everything, and people who had the game was like, well, I bought this game, I want to play the game offline, and Ubisoft did not offer any like a patch update or something for like offline servers for people to continue playing the game without necessarily relying on like the online servers officially being ran by them. So I think this really started kicking off in Europe, where they launched this movement to hold these game companies responsible when it comes to more so particularly a lot of live service multiplayer games, where it's like, hey, if you're going to remove like online services for these games, one, there has to be advanced notification, and two, you have to have support for offline play. So that's the biggest thing. Now, there has been a lot of drama and stuff in terms of this whole movement. Look up Pirate Software if you want to look up one clown from this incident in terms of their bad take on this whole situation. But recently, what just happened recently in California, basically there was, the U.S. California State Assembly passed a Protect Our Games Act, which is a bill centered on protecting user rights right after a game service's end. So essentially, let me see, trying to get the good details, but basically this will kind of hold game developers accountable, where they have to, one, provide 60 days advance notice when they are going to, shut their game servers down. And 2, they have to provide a patch or some type of support service for offline play for that game. I think that's a W. Yeah. I'm all for games preservation. I think that even something like The Crew, where if there's a fan base, I spent my money on this, and I know some people are going to go like, yeah, I know we exist in this era where these game companies are basically trying to lease us games. You spend $70 to $100 on these games and you don't own them, which is bull, and that's a whole other conversation. But at the same time, like, I spent my money on this game. It's mine, especially when it comes from a hardware perspective or a disc perspective, where I own the disc. This disc is mine. I can do whatever I want with this disc. And you put that disc in, and the game is like, yeah, well, you can't do anything with this game anymore. That sucks. So for these games, having that offline support, or even having it so where people can make their own online servers and stuff like dedicated servers for these games, I think is a good thing. Detroit, what do you think about this?
I agree. And it's just that I think not necessarily, because you always you got to separate the devs from the bosses.
The corporate, yeah.
The corporate side. I think the corporate side needs to be held accountable.
Yes.
On the things that they do with video games. I think when you just nuke something because your profit margins are not at its expectations, and me and Cam talks about it all the time, especially with a certain company that begins with an S, that you make huge expectations for these games and don't know the market that you are throwing it towards.
Yes.
And you get mad or you fire a bunch of people because you spent $10 quadrillion on this game and now you got to shut it down. People are out of jobs, and people who actually enjoyed the game, who couldn't have built a community within that game, don't get a chance to do it because you just, let's throw it away. You spend money, well. But this is mind you, we just now started getting refunds for games that didn't last long. It used to be, hey, you hold that L, big dog.
Yeah, basically.
Especially on the Sony side, you bought it, it's over with. Now we are getting the refunds. I think it really started with probably No Man's Sky. Is the time when people really started getting refunds.
We're getting to a point where we're getting like this Steam expectations of game refunds, where it's like if you buy a game and you genuinely don't like it, you can refund it within a specific amount of parameters. And I think that's the stop the game. And just to add another point as well, because I don't want to miss this. So the bill right now only applies to digitally sold games, but it excludes games provided via a subscription service. So via subscription services, free-to-play games, and games that are inherently playable offline indefinitely. It also prohibits the continued sale or distribution of games that have become unusable due to service termination. So there is a bit of some.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I like
that. I like that too. So there is some other additional parameters, but if this bill is successful in passing, I think this is a great step towards games preservation, which at the end of the day, this is what this is all about. There's a lot of games out there where, like, yes, you can support these games offline, and you choosing not to do so and not letting people know with advance notice of what's happening is trash. So, yeah, what was you gonna say, Dejo?
No, I just said garbage.
Okay. So, yeah, with all that being said, guys, that's what kind of just a small update. Obviously, as we get more news, especially in terms of this bill, we'll be sure to keep you guys notified. But let us know what you guys think. Again, I think this is good. This is just this is a step in the right direction towards game preservation. So keep on the fight. Keep on spreading this awareness and letting people know about the Stop Killing Games movement. All right, and moving on to our main topic. So, as I mentioned before, at the start of this podcast episode, so we have State of Play is coming June 2nd, and which is Tuesday, and then the Summer Games Fest is Friday. So we got back to back big gaming events happening.
I think Xbox is the 7th.
Oh, yeah, showcase, yeah, and we have to say, yeah. So we're gearing towards a week of a lot of game announcements. So we wanted to take this opportunity to say like what we would like. What do we think State of Play happens. We get our utopian society. Gas price ain't $5. The Steam Deck don't cost $9.50, and we can say this is what I would want from a State of Play, or this is what I would want to see from Summer Games Fest, and this would be absolutely perfection. So we'll start off with you, J. Trail. We'll start off with the State of Play first. So State of Play is dropping on the second Tuesday. What is it that you want to see? Should we just say we're not going to put like the realistic expectation of like I say, like I would want to see Kingdom Hearts. I know I'm not getting Kingdom Hearts, but should we say like what we would just want?
I think both would be good. Realism,
and okay.
What I hope for, because we kind of did what I hoped for last week, but that's neither here nor there. My realistic expectations that I want to see come from the State of Play is that you keep this thing PlayStation focused.
Okay.
PlayStation focused. Even if it's games that we already heard before with Tokan, with Wolverine, you bring more to it to get people hyped around those games. Third party is not bad, but I still think you want to put out, this is what we're doing as PlayStation. You know? Because I don't like when showcases become third party heavy. One, the thing that Xbox that got the edge if they show third party games is that 99% of the chance it's going to be on Game Pass. So that's their edge to make you play on their systems. With PlayStation, when it's third party, it's just like, okay, thank you for showing the game that we are willing to play. And I know I like third party. I wish more games were third party. I just mean the expectation factor is better when you keep it PlayStation. When you see that PlayStation Studio symbol and whatnot, that's my realistic expectation. If I was to like all my needs to be met, and this is speaking unrealistically, all my needs to be met, we get a look at the God of War trilogy.
Okay. Gameplay or just a teaser trailer?
No, we got a teaser trailer already. I want them to show how the game is looking.
Okay.
If they can even just they don't have to show full-fledged like super gameplay. But you know how some people, when they show like Assassin's Creed just did it, when they show one side, the old game, and then switched over.
Oh, yeah.
Just something like that. Keep us going. Intergalactic, gotta get it. I think Naughty has to show that. Like they have to show that. I think that's the biggest thing I want to see from PlayStation. It's just more first-party games. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be mad if we see some type of more Astrobot stuff. I think that's another thing. You keep forcing that mascot onto you. And last but not least, I don't want this at Summer Games Fest. I know if I want you to start with Wolverine and move toward the game. But the final game I want to see that big sword on that blonde hair.
Oh,
I want to see part 3. I want.
But did they say that they're leaning towards multiplat?
That's cool. That's great. I'm cool. They need to make their money, but PlayStation is home for Final Fantasy VII. That is its home.
Yeah,
so you have to show it. If it comes on Xbox 6 months later and PC 6 months later, I wish more people enjoy Final Fantasy VII the time we got to enjoy it, because it's a great game. I'm not saying it has to be excluded, but I have to see that. Like that is my goal. Like people, I know with our expectations of looking towards the PS6, fine, whatever. But to end this console generation off, which it is, it's coming towards the end. I need to see that Final Fantasy VII. What is they calling it? Reunion?
Reunion.
By the way, I love that name. I need to see the reunion. I need to see Cloud, Tifa, Barrett, Red X, or Fort. What is his name?
Red 13.
Red 13. We're gonna get Dracula folks. I can't think of his name
Vincent right now. And also Sid too.
Sid, Yuffie, that big cat thing.
Kate Sith, yeah.
we're gonna get all of that and more, and definitely more Sephiroth. I need to see it. One, Square's been quiet. We haven't heard from Square in a minute. I haven't. So there's that. And
there's a lot of like stuff happening in the background with Square. Like this is like super like there's a because if you didn't know, just a little bit of insight that the previous they got a new president, they got a new CEO, and so they're doing this big push of like shifting a lot of stuff. A lot of projects are getting reevaluated. So a lot of in-house stuff is currently like right now is going on in terms of like what's happening in Square Enix internally, which is why like a lot of this stuff is even like we're just now getting stuff with Dragon Quest, with the Dragon Quest 12 stuff that just happened recently this week, but that was more so for an anniversary thing. But like there's just a lot of stuff happening internally. So I do agree with you though. I do think that like ending it off, or I think realistically they're gonna end it with Wolverine. But if they were to end it off,
bad though, because they're at a theater. You have to end it off with something big.
I want that too. I want that too. But like if they start with Wolverine and end with Final Fantasy, it's a W, because then going into summer's GamesFest, you can kind of either give us more details surrounding Final Fantasy since they're planning on making that game multi-plat, or it saves us more expectations for even more hype stuff that could potentially happen in Summer Games Fest.
Because I think right now, I do think that shift at Square, the next Final Fantasy we get is going to be something completely. To be honest with you, I don't even know if it's going to be an action game. They might go back to because 33. They might go back to turn-based. That's what I feel, and I don't want to be crazy, but that's how I felt what happened with Dragon Quest. That they was probably going to go towards the mechanic that was brand new and fresh, and they came in and said, "Nope, let's keep it basic. Let's give people what they want."
Did you just see what won last year? Give us that.
Go back to when that trailer got revealed. That was a dark trailer.
Yes.
First, like teaser trailer for that Dragon Quest game, it was dark.
They even said it was going to be the darkest Dragon Quest game.
Think of what we're looking at now. It ain't dark. That nigga, the main character, dark, but that's a character choice. That ain't dark. It looked like a nice fun game. Oh, and lastly, one thing that'd be really great, they give us a Phantom Blade Zero demo.
Demo, yes. Demo would you dropping a demo would be fire.
It would be.
I agree with that. I think you honestly you kind of hit a lot of one thing I would also like to see, because you weren't here when we talked about this, but the infamous remake leak that would happen. I would like to see something like them announce that or tease that or something, because that I think is something that they could definitely lean on, and depending on, especially with the God of War stuff and the infamous stuff, we could see PlayStation revive a lot of classic IPs or IPs that they've kind of left for dead. No pun intended. But we seeing that, I think adding on to that, but like, yeah, more like, listen, I've said this before, your public reception right now is not the best, especially when it comes to these price increases and the stuff, all that DRM drama that happened, and it's just a lot. PlayStation, you raising PlayStation Plus by $1 for some unknown reason. So this is the time to let us know, hey, we've got you, but now we've got to give y'all some relief. Here's the relief. And then you give us stuff to look forward to me getting a play. Like, I bought a PS5 Pro before the price increase. Now I have all these great games to look forward to experience on my PS5 Pro. Let me have that. That's what I want to see from the state of play. Obviously, a utopian dream society, I would love Kingdom Hearts 4 news. We're not getting that. I know that. You don't have to tell me. We're not getting Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm pretty sure in your utopian society, you'd want to see some stuff on GTA 6. Guess what? You're not getting that. But yeah, I think state of play, PlayStation focus. I'll give you like 1 or 2 third parties, but I need to see majority first party stuff.
Yeah. You're gonna beat us over the head with third party, especially from the East in Japan.
Yeah,
over the head with that. We're going to get a lot of that. I just don't want to see stuff we already know.
Yeah.
What's the point? Just drop a trailer on your YouTube channel. You got these people packed in the theater. People were, I don't even know, I think the tickets are free at first.
Packed in the theater before the Summer Games Fest.
Before the Summer Games Fest. You haven't did a theater since pre-COVID. Lock in. Like, just go. Just give us everything. Now, of course, there's a double-edged sword of giving us a lot of games because then we'll get the no release dates and stuff like that. So we'll be waiting.
Teaser trailers, CGI trailers that don't show us anything.
But just give us that. We learned that you guys stepped away from the last service. I think Marathon is the last we're going to hear from last service. So let's see what you got for us. And then I do Summer's Game Fest and I pass it back to you. Summer's Game Fest, I might steal some of your answers. Dog, we got to see something from Persona 4. It just has to happen.
Yes, I need to see something, man. Especially now we got the fake leaks that came out. This will be something to kind of like tie that over. Just as a quick aside from that, yes, we are aware of the leaks for Persona 6. That stuff is not real. I don't believe it for a single second at all.
The thing that's killing me, blonde hair Persona protagonist. I just can't see an edgelord blonde hair character, bro.
It's just that like one, the person who posted the leaks even was like, this is like 100% rumors. Nothing is verified. Like it's not even like from a reliable insider or somebody that's known to get like reliable leaks from certain game companies. So like I don't trust it. It could just be some really good AI art or some really good concept art for something, but I don't for a single second think any of those rumors are true. Blonde hair protagonist, who cares? Like if he's blonde, cool. But like we didn't get anything from in terms of like leaks and stuff. We didn't know anything about Persona 5. We didn't know anything except the fact when it came out first in Japan and you could get it. You played the Japanese version and you found out stuff before it came over to the States. But like Persona 5, we didn't know nothing about nothing until the game came out officially. So usually when it comes to like Atlas product, at least from my perspective, I could be wrong. Y'all can call me a LARPer if y'all want to. We have never like gotten like a super reliable leaked stuff when it comes to this franchise.
Yeah, like we didn't know about Reload until that trailer, bro.
Yeah, we didn't know anything about Reload until Intern Kun slipped up. But before that, we didn't hear anything about like, oh, they're making a Persona 3 Reload. Like there was nobody who dropped that news that like we're getting that remake. So, and even still, like, I think the only time was maybe Persona 4, the Persona 4 revival, because there was some people going like they're potentially working on Persona 4 revival thing.
I don't count that. Because common sense will tell you.
We knew that it was going to happen because of the success of Reload. Right. Yeah,
so it's like, tell you that. Everybody know. Like, I know the fan base war with each other on which game is legit and which one is the best. But the consensus is goddamn Golden is a masterpiece, bro.
Right.
A masterpiece. So, you think they going to
did well? We're doing Persona 4.
Guess what? Around the 2 to 3 year PS6 marks, we will be seeing and hearing Joker's name for that Persona 5.
Where have you been?
So
we definitely getting the remake of Persona 5. Like, yeah, put that in your calendar too. We definitely getting that.
And I guess who gonna be there on day one? Me.
Shoot, they might even for all my forgotten removed stepchildren from the family, they'll probably do a Persona 1 and 2 collab. They probably might remember y'all.
They just gotta fix that school and going through that, navigating through that school.
The thing that'll annoy them is that they'll make it so that it's essentially it's in the style of Persona 3 and 4, which is what they don't want because that fan base likes the way Persona 1 and 2 are. But Atlas wants to make money and they want Persona to appeal to a wider audience. So if they remake 1 and 2, they're going to Persona 3ify 1 and 2. That's what's gonna happen. Hey, Nostradamus Capcom. I'm sorry, they're just gonna do it. I know y'all don't want that. That's what they're gonna do. But yeah, we need to see something on Persona 4 Revival. Hands down. What else is oops, sorry, move the mic. What else is something that you think that we need to see for Summer Games Fest?
So I think, because if we keep talking, then we just gonna be seeing a whole bunch of Japanese games that we hope to see. But I think like on the West side, I think it's so many like we already know what's to come. We just gameplay. So the Dawn Walker made by the ex-Witcher devs for vampires, I need to see gameplay of that. How it works, how it flows, and stuff like that.
Do you think we'll see something from the Witcher 3 expansion that they're working on? Or Witcher 4?
They say 2027. So I hope they probably give us another trailer, but they say 2027.
Do you think we'll get something from Witcher 4?
Witcher 4? Heck, brother, that was the most CGI trailer of CGI trailers ever. We ain't seeing that, bro. We not seeing that. CD Projekt Red, from little I know to them, you can't trust these niggas. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that is you literally can't trust it. How many times they told us this is the last Cyberpunk patch?
Oh yeah.
Freaking patch.
The fact that they're dropping a Witcher 3 expansion in 2026 is crazy. Like who?
7.
Like what?
That is when we get in that joint. 15 update or something like that.
But like, here's a Witcher 3 expansion.
That was rumored for a while. So that was rumored for a while that we was getting a Witcher 3. So what was rumored is that we get Witcher 3. It was like Witcher 3 update. We get a remake of 1 and 2 together.
Okay.
That was like, that's why I say like that CGI, that's the CGI trailer of all season, because we're not seeing that game. And in my mind, I think they're making that game for the next generation of systems. That's how I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be PS6. Yeah,
but I think they making that game for the next generation of systems. I would hope for that we would get some from CD. CD Projekt Red is a company that loves their games and loves their properties and IPs and stuff like that. But I doubt it. Like they look from that, they still rolling the high off Cyberpunk, and it's a great high. Keep rolling off that high and make a game better. If anything we do get from them, we will get more from the Edge Runners 2 has been announced. I think
for all my gotcha gamers out there, you're gonna see the Wuthering Waves Edge Runner collab. They're gonna show that at GamesFest. They're gonna show that.
I'm not gonna do.
And that's fire, ain't it?
Crazy
with that. Fire, ain't it?
I was like, yo, I saw
that make you want to download the game, don't it?
But I saw what they did with Rebecca and
Lucy,
and I'm like, they went crazy.
They got the Sand Devastation effects in the game too. I'm like, yo.
I was like, in my mind, I was like, I would have thought Triple Z would have been a better collab because of how funny it is. But I saw it.
They were good. We're not sponsored by Coral Games, but if you want to send us the bag, you know who to call.
Hey, yeah, cook this
up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, if you don't want to cook the butt, that Wuthering Waves collab is dropping, I believe, on the 8th of June. And so you get Rebecca for free. So just by logging into the game, you're gonna get Rebecca for free.
The detail of the shotgun was so good. I was like, it's so attention to detail, bro.
Wuthering Waves is one of those games where the presentation, like legitimately, if you look at that game, there were some game developers who like do stuff in Unreal Engine 5 and all this other stuff that looked at Wuthering Waves and goes like, how the hell do they do what they do? The environmental detail, the fact that they were like, hey guys, we're just gonna put Night City in the game too. Like, we're gonna put Night City in the game too, so you can explore and do stuff in Night City. They got an atom you can fight him in the game. He is a boss, and not only is he a boss, but you can actually like use him as is an echo. I'm going into nerd territory, but like, needless to say, this is probably going to be like one of the best gacha game collabs of all time, because the attention to what they're doing. If you're like me, you're a gacha game fan, and you're a Cyberpunk fan. Hey, yeah, I'm busting out the credit card for this. No cap, they got me. So, but yeah, I do think they're gonna show that too. So, because I know some people you check out the comment sections for like Twitch and YouTube, and they show like a gacha game, they'd be like, anime slop, blah 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 blah. But they are 100% going to be showing that. I want to ask you one question though. Do you think from the Witcher 3 expansion, do you think they're gonna use that expansion to tie something into Witcher 4?
I don't because of the name of that expansion, I don't think so. That name of that expansion gave me something that we would deal with Geralt's past.
Okay.
That's the reason I think, because some people hoping for that this will be you play with Ciri and Geralt to tie into that. But the name, I'm trying to go look for the freaking name.
Let's see.
Songs of the Past.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like you dealing with. Yeah. Oh wait. The Witcher 3 Songs of the Past is in a way a prologue for the series future. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So, it could be a good tie-in. From our knowledge of what we know about 4, Geralt's not dead, and I think it'd be smart not to kill Geralt off yet, because you would get.
I don't think like kill him off in an expansion right before the game comes out. I think it's bad taste.
You would get a Joel situation, because people already don't want to play with Ciri.
Which is crazy.
Really crazy, but you know how these niggas. But no, I look for like coming from a person who it took some time to platinum that Witcher 3 game. It took time, a lot of time. I'm looking forward to playing that game again. It's a comfort game for me. I don't play games multiple times. I just don't. But that's a comfort game to me. I'll be playing Persona 4 a lot if Resay fan wasn't a thing on my agenda. And go for Resay fan, you'll see me play Persona 4 Gold in a bunch. But until I find a way to do that without taking my brain out and smashing it, I'm surprised you ain't got the platinum for that joint.
I literally like Persona 4 is my comfort. So I play that game and I just do what I want to. I don't care about getting achievements. I make it my personal mission not to get. I'm never going to platinum that game. That's how much I love it. I'm never going to platinum Persona 4. So I'll platinum Revival, but OG Golden, I'm never platinum in that game. But yeah, I think
because I have the same, I just can't do it. Watch her say 240 different voice lines, bro. Whoever thought of that has to see me. I don't like you have, and if you're dead, your offspring, the next generation, have to see me. Like, I'm serious. Like that is crazy, bro. But what's something that you expected from Summer's GamesFest? Because I'm really so PlayStation focused, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I think because like some stuff that I know as far as like some of the niche stuff I'm into, like the Falcom Legend of Heroes stuff, I think we'll get a trailer from, because the remake of the second game is dropping later on this year. I don't know if they'll get like a super dedicated trailer for that, but in terms of mainline stuff, bro, they said, because they dropped a mainline game this year earlier, Beyond Horizon, which is in my top 5 games of the year, which ended off on a crazy cliffhanger. If you know, you know. It's one of those things where it's like, what the and they said we're not seeing anything mainline from that series with that cliffhanger, by the way, until like 2030. So we in the dirt in terms of that. But I don't know much from the Falcom side. As far as other things, I would love to see some stuff on like side Square Enix games. Like we have that Adventures of Elliot game coming out later on this month. I would love to see something, some more they're probably not going to drop anything like Octopath Traveler or like a Triangle Strategy 2, but something, the HD 2D style Square Enix games. I love, like, even I heard there was rumors, but I'd love to see something like a Dragon Quest 4 to 6 HD, like the Zenithian trilogy. That I'd love to see something on that, but I don't know how reliable that is. Again, I'm not expecting anything Kingdom Hearts related at all. But
shout out to Vanillaware, crank a Unicorn Overlord 2 or something.
That. Oh man, the thing is too, because like I just recently replayed 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, which is my game of the year for 2020. Love that game. Actually, because I didn't notice this, I was 3 trophies away from the platinum, so I was able to platinum that game as I was replaying it. So I would love to see something from that company, because every time they drop something, it's heat. Yeah. And it's always unique too. Like their gameplay style changes throughout all the game. It's very different. So I would definitely love to see them cook up something. But and also they're probably not going to drop this unless it's like a Nintendo showcase. But I'd love to see something on Fire Emblem, the new Fire Emblem game.
Yeah, well, it's rumored that Nintendo's is coming right after Airbodies. So yeah, that's your rumor. I just
if it's I don't think they'll drop it for Summer Games Fest, but if we get an announcement for a Nintendo Direct, because they leaked like a special edition of the game, I think that'll be where we get more information. But I'd love to see something lower as that. But other than that, I don't know. I think I'm like you. I think I'm more so looking forward to, not necessarily saying it's better. Please do not misinterpret that. I'm more so looking forward to State of Play for more PlayStation focused things, because Summer Games Fest is more so like, I like to be kind of surprised with like, oh wow, okay, I didn't expect that. Whereas with PlayStation, I have an expectation for y'all, because y'all can't be slacking. But Summer Games Fest is a little bit more.
It's way longer.
It's way longer, and there's so many more things that happen. So there's we don't know what could happen with Summer Games Fest. Whereas PlayStation, I'm on your ass. But I think is there anything else you want to add, Detro? You want to?
Nah, we can wrap it up. I'm looking forward to it. Tuesday, I'm freaking off of work, so I don't have to deal with missing it or being at work. I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. Depending on how things go, we may also drop a little mini episode. Depending on how things go.
If the State of Play fire, we're dropping a mini episode.
If it's like something crazy, expect the video. But we will also be dropping something for Summer Games Fest as well. Yeah, when that happens.
So if it's me, it would be with the Summer Games Fest video. Us talking about the State of Play.
But if there's something crazy that happens, you will be getting a video when that happens. So look forward to that. So we'll go ahead and wrap things up from there. Want to thank y'all so much. If you tuned into the whole thing, like I said, I always timestamp these videos. So if there's any particular topic that you skipped ahead to, that you just wanted to hear our voices on, our opinions on, you're not hurting our feelings. A view is a view. Like we said, for this week, look forward to, depending on how things go, State of Play and Summer Games Fest episode. We want to make sure that we're covering that instead of waiting until Sunday where everybody has already talked about it. We want to make sure that we're in the thick of it with y'all. Shout out to KSI. But other than that, once again, while I have your attention, be sure to like and subscribe if you have not, and let us know your thoughts on any other topics that we discussed in today's episode, and look forward to the next one. With all being said, guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless. See you next time.